Morning.
Good
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 morning.
morning.
morning. Mark,
Morning.
you never listened to that song in college, did you?
I did not.
All right. Well, if you were Gen X and you drank beer, you probably listened to that song in some college bar, I'm sure. But we'll leave it there. All
If
right,
you lived
moving
in
on.
Texas, maybe.
No, I think it was a little more widespread than that. But anyway, all right. Uh, Mark, how are you? How was Mega Camp?
It was good. A lot of information, but a lot of great content.
I mean, I thought it was one of the best ones I've been to in years.
Agreed.
All right, let's jump in here. So I'm gonna hit stats fast because we got a lot to talk through. So Fulton County, 497 active status, down from the week before. We had a big week 2 weeks ago when we were at Mega Camp, 546. There were 118 that went under contract and 101 the last 7 days. If you look back, I don't think that's any news to write home about. Like it's kind of consistent with what we've been seeing. Yet the pending numbers at 222, which is still kind of in that consistent range. And we closed 223 this week, and last week we closed 218. Certainly looks like a 2 week down trend. I have to think that has to do with school starting, Mark.
Yeah. I think so.
Like I
That and the
don't think
weather. But yes.
in the weather, yeah. But nonetheless, there's definitely a little bit of a downtick, but consistent, right?
Yep.
If I jump to DeKalb County, you got 286 active listing, active status changes, 273 the week before. We've kind of had 3 good weeks here of listings coming on the market, which I find interesting on one hand and great on the other hand, meaning people putting their house on the market at the end of the summer
Mhm.
versus the beginning of the summer is kind of contradictory to how most agents think, Mark.
Mhm.
Yet, I'll take it, right? Like those are good listings coming on the market.
For sure.
Um, 75 under contract, 67 the week before, kind of par with what we've been seeing in DeKalb County. 138 this week compared to 107, 117, and then 107 the week before. It looks like we're kind of climbing back to where we used to be through most of the summer. We had two
Mhm.
weeks of lull, and then 133 closings, 132 the week before, certainly down from what we were seeing. You know, one of these articles, Mark, on the Business Chronicle, it says Atlanta pending home sales dropped to a record low for the month of July amid
Mhm.
affordability crunch. I think we felt that a little bit. Like July was a little bit of a bust in terms of like properties. But if you look here, July numbers were 130, 136, 148, 136 in the pending category, right?
Mhm.
Um, we're kind of still on trend. We hadn't really hit a recovery just yet, but it looks like it picked up, right?
Yep.
Um, that's DeKalb County. Cobb County, 310 active status, up from 273 the week before. Um, Kind of holding their own, I guess. Maybe we were in the 330s, 375. We dropped down to 289, and we're kind of back at that 310 number. So a little off of what you were seeing in the summer, but that's to be expected.
Right.
I think Cobb County comparatively is probably going to trend more with the school year than a Fulton County or a DeKalb County, right? Just because
Right.
of the nature of the geography and the subdivisions.
Mhm.
Um, Under contract 76. We had 87 the week before, kind of bouncing around a little bit, but not super strong, right? Like a
Yeah. But
little,
overall, pretty consistent, honestly.
yeah.
It's a
And
little
then
low last week.
147 on the pending compared to 175 the week before. But if you go back, we were in the 150, 160, 170 range in June.
Mhm.
So we're kind of bouncing around those numbers a little bit. 175 closed out, 173 the week before. these closings are probably a result of the low June pending month, right?
Mm.
Where Cobb County, when it breaks 200, it's doing really good. I don't know. What do you see in the numbers, Mark? What do you think?
I mean, again, I think, I'm seeing seasonal slowdown that we always see in August. But other than that seasonal dip, pretty consistent.
All right. There's one other thing I wanted to show everybody on here. If I jump over to the monthly stats, and Mark, we hit, let's do Fulton County first. Or let's just hit Metro Atlanta. And I come down here and do a monthly comparison between this year and last year.
Hmm.
So, inventory, we put a whole lot more listings on the market in May and June than we did the year before.
Right.
But the rest of the years looked pretty consistent with what 2025 looked like.
Yep.
Um, then, if you go to solds, we look pretty consistent with what 2025 looked like.
Hmm.
There's a couple months ahead, couple months behind, but pretty bell curve consistent, right?
Hmm.
If I go to month supply, you can see a difference. And what's interesting is that month of May and June, Mark,
Hmm.
kind of trends with the mass amount of listings that came on the market.
Right.
But it looks like we've kind of balanced back to where we were last year at this point.
Yeah. This is just, again, reminds me of at Mega Camp, they were showing the national numbers and how we've basically been flat with number of sales over the past 4 years. And, it kind of feels that way.
It feels that way. And, I think the professional thought around that is, hey, let's just go get our fair share.
Hmm.
And what we also talked about, Mr. Jones, is the top agents that are doing the activities are winning in this market.
Correct.
And the agents that are kind of fluctuating on their activities or not working their business like they know they should
Hmm.
are actually hurting.
Well, and the people that are learning how to have different conversations now than they were having before. I think, people need to stop trying to convince anyone to buy and just find the motivated.
100%.
So asking questions
Yeah,
to find out who's motivated is key.
meet them where they are. That's
Meet
the
them where they
key.
are.
That's
Yeah.
right, Greg.
The other thing on here I thought was interesting was this showing depending. Oh, of course, it's not showing up. Uh, let's
Looks
see.
pretty inspiring.
Yeah, never mind. I'll leave that there.
Moving on.
Moving on. All right. I'm going to hit something that is insider knowledge for you guys. So at Mega Camp, sorry, not this article, this article. Uh, I put this article up a couple weeks back. This was published on June 29th, and it said Google expands home listing ads. How can agents participate? So, House Canary is the product. And I was privileged to sit in a private meeting with the head of this House Canary in San Antonio. And let me show you what this is. I got to share my phone. Let me get my phone up here. Well, work with me, phone. Hold, please. Sorry. Got to make sure I'm on the right Wi Fi.
And Brett, the reason you're using your phone is because this
Only
service you're
works
going to be
on the
showing
phone.
us is only available on mobile, right?
Correct. So, well, we'll do it another way. We'll share it with the cord. I think you're going to want to see this. Um, well, Mark, can you share your phone?
I'm not set up to do that, and
All
yeah.
right. Well, let me just talk you through it because for some reason the technology is not working on this phone.
Brett, can you at least hold your photo up to the screen so we can see what it looks like?
Yeah, I will. All right.
Or screenshot it
If
and drop
you're
it in the
in
chat.
Google Chrome and you go type in, I don't know if you can see that,
Yeah.
homes for sale, Atlanta, Georgia, on Google Chrome on your phone. Uh, you will notice that there are now listings at the top of the screen. And on that, it has to be Google Chrome and it has to be on your phone right now. So, what is happening is House Canary is the product that's putting listings on the Google search on people's phones. And when they click on the listing, there's two buttons. One says schedule a tour, and one says it's basically set up like a Zillow, right? Here's what's happening. So right now, EXP has signed the agreement, so the EXP listings are on there. There's a couple other small brokerages that have signed the listing. Keller Williams is more than likely in the next 30 days going to sign the deal. Berkshire Hathaway's already signed it. I believe Compass is in the process of signing it. The big box brokers are all going to put their listings in this platform. So, what does that mean for us? I think it's going to create a new lead generation opportunity for one. Two, the leads go through Google local LSAs. So if you pay Google for local service ads, you will get leads from those listings. And if you're a big listing agent, you can pay Google to get your listings, your leads on your listings. Or you could also just be a real estate professional that's doing lead generation with Google local service ads. I'm hearing that leads are in the range of $50 to $150 a lead on local service ads. I actually think at some level we should do this at the brokerage level and bring leads to our agents. But you as a sole proprietor absolutely can do this. I can tell you the agents in the marketplace that are doing local service ads are going to benefit greatly from this. So I told Chris Zarnicki in this meeting that I said, in Keller Williams style, I need a one pager of how to train my agents to do local service ads, and how to understand this. Our listings are not on this today, but they will be tomorrow, as will everybody else's. Now, I do think this is a little disruptive to the Zillows and the Redfins of the world. Um, and on one hand, could this end up being the national MLS? I don't think that's where it's going. Um, but it is a little interesting that Google now all of a sudden has listings on their Google search instead of pushing it direct to websites. Mark, what's your blink?
Yeah, I mean, they're just trying to get in on all the interest in,
And the money.
real estate for sale and the money that comes with it. All right.
I
Yeah.
can't believe it took them this long to get into the game. They've got
Yeah.
infinite funding and capacity to build a platform. It blows my mind.
Yep.
I mean, the meeting I was in was basically they came in and presented and showed us this whole thing. And then they left the room and they asked us, it was a handful of us, is this good for our agents? And what I said was, look, I mean, if we put our listings on there and an agent at broker X is a great local service ad agent, they're going to get leads off our listings. And that's not a great thing, but you also can't stop the train from this happening. And we just have the opportunity
How are you
to
guys doing?
good, Val. Thank you. Uh, and we have the opportunity to train our agents up and play this game as well.
Agreed.
Hey,
Anyway,
hey, Brett. So I'm on Chrome now and I tried it. So I typed in Atlanta home for sale and I've got all these Zillow, realtor.com. Where do we hit these new listings?
It's not in Atlanta yet.
Oh, it's
I've got
not.
it on my phone for Atlanta, but I typed in home for sale Atlanta. on Google Chrome,
Right.
not Safari.
Home for sale Atlanta. Okay.
And it's only on cell platforms. You can't, like, if
It's
you go
only on
Google,
cell. If I go on the desktop and type home for sale Atlanta, Georgia,
Interesting. I'm still getting homes.com, buy.
yeah, there's no listings up here.
Okay.
So, and notice the listings when you find it are above the sponsored links. Anybody else typed it in and got it?
Brett, can you take a screenshot and drop it in the chat?
if you're
Yeah.
on an iPhone, you're automatically going to get Safari though, right?
Yeah, but I'm on Chrome and the first thing is sponsored results and it starts with homes.com. There's nothing that's other than realtor.com, Zillow, Redfin, Trulia.
Yeah, same
I
here.
was able to get it. You have to go to the Google app.
I'm on the Chrome
Google
app.
it.
Well, that's not Chrome.
Yeah.
I just dropped it in chat.
Yeah, I tried it on both the
It's
Google app
quirky.
and
It's not
Chrome.
working in every market, and it's not, but I'm just telling you, this is where the world's going, guys.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I,
that's part of this update, Mark, right? Like we want to keep our agents
Yeah,
informed of what's going on.
yeah.
Well, does that mean that Keller Williams is going to have some kind of deal with them for us to buy the leads or?
No,
Okay.
Google doesn't play that way.
I think this is a hugely interesting pivot in light of the fact that everyone's now turning to AI instead of Google.
I
And
agree.
I just as a side note, I recently have been helping people with AI searchability, and I did not know until a couple of weeks ago that if you are not social posting on your Google business profile, it greatly affects your AI searchability. So that's a whole other conversation, but it's just interesting to watch some of these pivots.
Yep. And Ash, I'm not prepared to talk in detail about it, but we just signed an enterprise account for all our agents to have the ability to be AI searchable and found, and it's pretty slick.
Got it.
We're going to be rolling it out in the next 30 days. So we literally just signed it last week. So I'm
Is,
excited about it, but it's
is
going to
that
be
Inspire Network or KW overall?
no, just Inspire. Um, so hang tight, it's coming. All right. If Mark, if I needed 10 listings in the next 4 months, here's exactly what I would do. This is a good um, article to read, but I want to focus on number one.
Yeah,
So it
that's a big
said,
thing.
send one unsolicited video CMA every day. I think there's some inherent genius in this. And Mark, I'm curious your opinion. You've got experience like I do. You know, when we sold real estate in the past, or top agents sold real estate in the past, they would always send a CMA to their past clients on the home anniversary.
Mhm.
Or at one point in time, we were talking about everybody should do equity analysis for their top SOI.
Mhm.
Um, I think this it lands itself in a little bit of genius. And the best part of this, Mark, is the word free.
Right. Well, and the best part of it is it's their property because it's about them,
Yeah.
right?
So
So
like,
it is adding value, and it's a lot harder to create a real estate conversation if you're not talking about the client. So if you're talking about the client's property, they're interested.
so think about this. If I took my top 100 in my database and I did one a day, and all I did was open up a Zoom window with just me, nobody else, hit record, a 5 to 10 minute video, share my screen, walk them through a CMA on their property, walk them through the competition, and just say, I want to be your trusted advisor. I want to be relational. I want to be your agent of choice. Here's the information on your property. I think it's incredibly personal. I think it's incredibly relational, and it's incredibly inexpensive. And I think it would be a great strategy. And you know, Rick, I'll ask you, like, I think this is a little bit of a lost art in the database sector of our business. No?
It is. I mean, and you can automate this. This is an AI endeavor over the long run. You just have to set it up to trigger and then review the data to make sure it's accurate, that it doesn't hallucinate. But yeah, we used to send on the anniversary date of our client, the anniversary date of their purchase, a congratulations on another successful year. One, how can we serve you better while in your home? Oh, by the way, here's an updated analysis for your community for conversation should you feel it's appropriate. It's like a free gift. It just tips the scales of reciprocity, and it also shows that you're paying attention.
Yeah.
It's an opportunity to ask more questions about what their real estate plans are in the future.
And if you took this project on, I promise you this will lead to more listings in your pipeline. I almost would guarantee it. Like this puts you direct in conversation with your database about the value of their house with a high level touch that costs you nothing but your time.
Brett, I'll
And you
just add one thing. I think agents tend to miss the opportunity with doing this for people they haven't sold a house to, but that are homeowners. So it's people in their SOI, friends, family, whatever, past coworkers, those people still own homes. We may not have helped them buy them because maybe they bought before we were in real estate or before we had an opportunity to meet them, but they all own real estate, and I'll bet their agent isn't doing that.
100%.
Well, exactly, Mark. And when you add value, you earn the right to ask for referrals. And so when you show up with a contributory mindset and you continue to pour into them, the tagline of, oh, by the way, who do you know that I should know that might appreciate a relationship like ours and my professionalism? People respond well and want to reciprocate, but you've got to take that extraordinary step forward and do things that are not ordinary, that not every agent's doing. This is just one example.
Yep. All right. The cash sales. Obviously, cash is still king. However, there's three things that are talking points here. Cash sales have come down. There's less cash sales in the business. Just that's just a need to know. Like your seller's like, hey, I want somebody to pay cash versus getting a mortgage on my property. Yes, cash is king. However, it's not as king as it once was. 23 American cities experienced double-digit drops in cash purchases year over year. That's a lot.
Mhm.
And this one, it just is irritating to me as all get out. First time home buyers now have a median age of 40. I'm telling you, I will go on record. This is not going to stay there. And there will be a flood of first time homebuyers into the marketplace at some point. I don't know when, but it's coming, guys. They're not going to wait to 40 to buy a house. They just feel like they have to right now.
This
And it's crazy to me.
It looks like a target opportunity to me. Do you really want to wait to 40 to start building wealth in real estate? I mean, what's the headline look like that captures some intrigue? And then how do you inspire people to get out in front of it and share with them what starting at 30 looks like instead of 40 when you have a 10-year run on forced savings, tax advantages, appreciation, the list goes on, including quality of life and self-confidence when you own property.
Rick, I was
So
just thinking that to have that visual that shows them the difference is really huge.
I thought what was interesting, not that we all sell this market, but Macon and Warner Robins. Warner Robins is down 46% in cash transactions, and Macon's down 21. My suspicion is those cash transactions were investors buying in those markets. I just thought that was a big jump.
Mhm.
Uh, all right. FYI number two. If you're not aware, HOAs are jacking their fees. I think this is more prevalent in condos than it is in single family, but all HOAs are raising their fees. This doesn't help affordability, guys, but it also speaks to the cost of business. I think HOAs are getting burdened with, just lawn care. I'm paying stupid amount of money to somebody to cut my grass. And I'm thinking, I used to pay nothing. And now it's like becoming a check I got to write every month. HOAs have that same effect. Um, and I do believe if your market is a vertical, you're getting hit with this harder than single family. But I think across the board, HOAs are going up. Just FYI. Um, and then we talked about July was just a bust in Atlanta. I don't know why that's the case because it's not that way in every market. But for some reason, July was a home sale bust. So if you were scratching your head over the last 45 days going, what happened? You're not alone. And I do think we're recovering right now. It looks like when we hit the stats, the market's getting better right now, Mark. Wouldn't you agree?
I agree. Yep.
Yeah.
But
Um,
here's the thing, Brett. July wasn't a bust. April, May, and June were a bust.
yeah.
July just reported results.
Yep.
Right.
So we're sitting here almost September 1st. If you want October, November, December to rock, you better dial it up now.
Yep. All right. Uh, food for thought. Anybody got thoughts, questions, comments? I know we took a little time on that house canary thing, but I want y'all in the know.
My biggest takeaway, especially on that article that talks about the things to do to build listings and doing that CMA, is that the bottom line is you have to do activities to get results. And I think too many of us are sitting around not doing the activities, expecting results to happen.
One comment here. I'm hosting a training today from 2 to 3 p.m. on the new Inspire Intelligence platform. You can join us at kwinspiretraining.com. You should have an email in your inbox about it as well. kwinspiretraining.com, 2 p.m. today.
There you go.
Thanks, Luke. We
Happy
love you, man.
Monday. Good to see you.
See y'all.
Thanks, Mark.
Mika,
You're
I love
awesome.
the
Thank you, guys.
glasses.
Good
Good
to see y'all.
job, Brett. Thanks for
Bye.
turning on cameras. You look beautiful, people. Beautiful.
Bye.